Hey you guys, it's the Year Goddess Chaotic, a magnanimous maverick Chaotic, and I just want to go in and speak a little bit more on the Fat Joe topic. I'm not saying that he was necessarily wrong about everything that he was saying. I reason things from different points of view, and the point of view I was taking as far as him stating the N word is that black males may feel taken aback by someone that is not necessarily that using that word and so vigorously. You know what I mean? And when you consider good examples of maybe people outside of the black community, diaspora or whatever, the ones that respect the community tend to not even want to use that word. Think Eminem. It's not something that you're hearing him, you know what I'm saying, shout all around town every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Or Paul Wall. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people, they actually respect the community. They don't even use those words. Definitely not as in Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? And as I've stated before, you give people outside of your community an inch, they will take a mile, and then they will bum rush you with a yard. You know what I'm saying? And then some. So I'm not saying that everything Fat Joe was saying was necessarily wrong. I'm just looking at it from a different perspective. Like, hey, certain people may feel taken aback as well as offended by the way in which he communicated some of his points. So it's not so much policing a word as much as it's like, where's the respect? And going off of that, some people may not, want to respect him back just off of that alone. And his seemingly comfort with doing so. And not thinking twice about it, not thinking, maybe I should use another word. Then it's like black people, what do we want to do? It's like, it's always, it's confusion. It's never a clear cut, what do you want to do? Do you want to gatekeep your community or whatever is, you know, passion to you all and us? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want to do? Or do you want to allow everyone in and, you know what I'm saying, mix everything about? Or do you want to fashion it like maybe the Caucasian people, they gatekeep their community, and then maybe, black people can gatekeep their community, and then the, others can gatekeep their community because they already do. It's the only people that don't gatekeep their community is us black people. Period. And I do mean black people of all sorts. You know what I'm saying? Jamaican, African, just pure African American. You let people in, you give them an inch, they take a motherfucking mile. And then what? You're complaining. There's some people that's siding with the people that y'all done gave a mile to, communicating certain things that maybe would be better communicated from someone within the community. But then again, people within the community put these people up to it for whatever intentions in the long run that, you know what I'm saying, you don't even know because they're not from the community. And yet and still you all uplift these people. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just pointing things out. Then it's like, if you're allowing someone like that to utilize that word, it's like, okay, do you even give a fuck? And then it's like, okay, other people in other communities, they police words, they police phrases, whole religions. Okay, you can't even say Jewish without some people breaking into a sweat. You know what I mean? So why is it that people are questioning when black people want to be more assertive about guarding their identity? You know what I'm saying? And yes, it's all a mixture for the most part, but at the same time, if black people are being hindered and judged and unalive because of their color, and we all know these things, you know what I'm saying, in addition to character, of course, then why not? Speaking of character, I believe that's where everything is going to now. Anyone can look good, of course, and the shout out to all the filters in the world. You know what I mean? Like, anyone can look good. We all know that if you want to get work done, you know where to go to get it. You know what I'm saying? So now everyone is like looking for something more substantive. You know what I mean? So people want things that they can learn from, be entertained by. So if it's just an image, it's like, okay, and then what? Right? So yeah, things are going to be more so on character, merit, talent, skill, feelings, things of that nature, I guess. Speaking of character, I was watching this I guess this video on Kendrick, right? And I guess some guy named Lawrence Jamar or something like that. I don't know. He was like, "Oh, now Kendrick wants to be this or that," and I'm like, and then the guy whose video it was like, he didn't like, older degenerate males, wanting to like basically try to find some kind of poke some kind of hole in someone that's doing good's life, right? So I kind of agree with that creator, and it's like, can you imagine surviving through the hood, especially the hood of Compton or something like that, and then and not only surviving within the hood, within that hood, being part of it while still going to school, maintaining good grades, and motherfuckers will be like, oh, now you're a thug. No, motherfucker, I'm the realest thug, because not only was I thugged out back then and getting good grades, I was able to be thug enough to make it out the hood. Well, real thugs are the motherfuckers that are successful enough to legitimize themselves and what they do so that they can provide for their family in the long run and not have to be sweating every motherfucking day to see if somebody's going to bust down their windows or walls or doors or whatever and throw them in the clinker, clink, clink. You know, that's thug. That's real gangsters. You know what I'm saying? No, that's gangsters, not thugs. You know who some thugs are? They're the degenerate ones. The real gangsters is the motherfuckers that know how to legitimize and provide for their family, and then show a path of better ways to do things to the younger generation. That's gangster. You know what I'm saying? That's what motherfuckers respect in the long run. So when you're busy looking down on someone because you think, oh, they ain't this, ain't that, oh, you just don't know, sweetheart. Some of us, we have to keep our, characteristics and, what I'm saying, our charisma, our talents to ourselves, what I'm saying, just for security and safety reasons, because motherfuckers know how motherfuckers in the hood be, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? You want to survive, and it's a lot of times the people that be all shiny out and about, they're the ones that often don't make it to see 30, 35 and above. You know what I mean? So you have to think of self-preservation in the hood, and I talked about that a lot in some of my earlier YouTube videos. You know what I mean? Self-preservation is like mwah, chef's kiss, okay? And that's how you can learn to appreciate your flaws, because your flaws will definitely ward off the people that are definitely not meant for you. So when you're living in the hood, you need to embrace your flaws. When when I had the accident that, like, I guess changed my smile, in the long run, I was always thankful, because I'm like, thank God, because it kind of, I'm already fabulous, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, and already confident all day, every day from birth, you know what I mean? So it was just like, okay, at least, because imagine if I was just, what I'm saying, my perfect self, like I was from birth, throughout, what I'm saying, the time I was in, trying to make it out the hood and blah blah blah, like that, what I'm saying? Because when you come from a different country, or when your family comes from a different country, even though, we've been here since, like, what, my dad been since the 60s, he's an American citizen, blah, blah, we American citizens. Anyways, but when you come from a different, like, completely different country, you don't necessarily know where the best spots are. But I'm glad my dad, he landed in the District of Columbia. Okay, shout out to my dad, okay, and happy birthday to him, okay? His birthday is literally like Christmas Eve, so shout out to my dad. Happy birthday, daddy. Love you, love you. Okay, but yeah, so you don't necessarily know where the best parts are, but through time, and quickly he did. My dad did his research. You know what I'm saying? He's a smart guy. Do. So yep, love my dad. Okay, shout out to my dad. And yeah, so I can definitely relate to the underlying topics of Good Kid, Mad City, as far as Kendrick Lamar goes, because there's a lot of truth to that. You try to do good, but then you realize that this city is fucked up. Oh my gosh. Like, you try to still do good, but it's like, so you're constantly battling yourself. Like, do you give in to the mad city? Do you give in to all the bullshit? Do you give in to that and just say, fuck it, I'm gonna be like that? Or do you continue striving about your goals and knowing that if you keep at it, that likely you will make it. You know what I mean? So you have to take that chance on yourself. Be true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel comfortable doing certain things, don't do it. If you don't feel comfortable doing certain things, just try to give yourself a second to think about things. You know what I'm saying? I know it might not make sense right now, but in the moment, if you do that, it makes a lot of differences. Okay, I'm telling you. But again, I wasn't saying necessarily that Fat Joe was wrong about maybe the points that he was trying to make about certain aspects of what he was discussing. I'm just stating that if maybe black people, if we can get to one accord on definitions of certain things, and furthermore, I don't know what this FBA thing really is, but I more power to them, I guess, if that's what it is. But it doesn't really make sense, because let me not even get into it. But anyways, there's a lot of degenerates that are harming the community, and it does typically tend to come from a certain melanated community. And because certain people don't speak up because they don't want to look like, uncool, or like they can't take a joke, but in the long run, it's those that speak up that people actually respect, not those people that laugh and lollygag along with the bullshit and prolong the bullshit. We don't respect that shit. Okay, period. We're judging you. Okay, men, we are now judging you. If you laughing at that shit, we're judging you. You's a bitch. Period. He's a bitch. Period. We don't want you. It don't even. It won't get wet for your baby. No, thank you. If you're harming the community, we definitely don't want you. We'll take your money, though. We will definitely do that. We will always do that, because at the end of the day, we're still women. And furthermore, it's a lot of women that they speak from a certain aspect as if they, unpacked both patriarchy and racism, when they have not. Some people have unpacked patriarchy but not the racism part or supremacy part. Some people have unpacked racism, supremacy, and not unpacked the patriarchy, supremacy. So when people are explaining certain things and it's like, oh, they're missing the point, or they're veering off, or there's like a disconnect, that's the disconnect, because they haven't unpacked one or the other. Most times people have only unpacked one but not the other. So, like, for instance, that's how I can look past, Fat Joe stating certain words or whatever, because at the end of the day, a reasonable person is still going to listen to what a person is trying to communicate. Like I always state, one of the ways you can tell how mature a person is by how they disagree with somebody. I think oh yeah, if you can't even pick out one point or one little thing to maybe agree with the person that you really, really, really don't like, or whatever, like if you can't even find one thing that maybe kind of see their point or from their point of view, then yeah, I don't know. Further, be cautious around people that can never own up to the shit that they do. Okay, just be cautious, all right? I'm telling you. They will be putting shit on you. I'm telling you, so just be cautious. And you see how a lot of people are always like, oh, my friend would never do that. And everybody says it until it happens, right? So I'm just saying. Anyways, I just be having a whole bunch of thoughts. Like, my thing is, I like to be so precise. I'm a Virgo, okay? Okay, shout out to the August Virgos. I'm a Virgo. And I'm basically a perfectionist. So, I'm glad that I've been embracing, the imperfections, of course. But, like, that shit is real. So, I find myself being proud of myself when I am not my, perfectionist self. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Even that word, me tripping over those, I'm proud of myself. Okay. And I'm proud of myself for sticking through, what I'm saying, for the past 2 to 3 years, even upon all the BS I've been going through in the background. You know what I mean? Gosh, it's a lot. And if y'all know, y'all know. You know what I mean? So, yeah. If you know, comment down below. Okay. But it's your girl, the Urban Goddess Chaotic. the magnanimous Maverick Chaotic. Okay, your girl. All right. And yeah, let me know what type of videos y'all want from me. I could do whatever. And I'm unpredictable as fuck. But I would like some of y'all input. You know what I mean? And yeah. Also, make sure you go to my website, the-goddessuniverse.com. And I think there's like a birthday chart or whatever, a birthday calendar, or just comment it somewhere on my website or my page, and let's start that up. I think I already put the calendar up there. Look for it. If you don't find it, just comment it like on one of my posts or whatever on my blog. Shout out to my blog, Cosmos. Okay. Let me know what y'all think about that and where y'all would like prefer to see the my writings and things of that nature. And yeah, I think that's it. It's the magnanimous Maverick, the Yoruba goddess chaotic in the mouth.